All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I have for you guys today is Tom Boyden, formerly one half of the Juji and Tom YouTube channel, uploaded last night his statement, apology, and essentially his response to Jujimufu's video announcing that they were splitting and that collaboration with Tom was no longer possible. So I wanted to play for you guys his video and talk about some things that Tom says in his statement and apology regarding the Juji and Tom split and, of course, the Juji and Tom lawsuit that has been a large topic of conversation recently.
Hello everyone. I'm sure by now you've heard most of the rumors about the lawsuit and the split. In the original documents, which have been referenced in various comment sections on the internet, legal terminology was misused. This issue is a civil issue, and anything can be said when filing a lawsuit. The original court filing has been resolved out of court.
So I do want to stop it right there because this is part of the reason. This is a question a lot of people ask me about, and they were saying, why didn't you read the whole lawsuit in the video? And what Tom said right there is a good point that Tom makes. Anything can be said in a civil lawsuit. Just because one person says it about you, it does not make it an actual legal charge. I mean, you can basically say whatever you want about a person's character in a lawsuit. I'm not saying Juji's right. I'm not saying Tom's right. There's just stuff in there I felt like shouldn't be included in a video in case it wasn't true.
Court with no other pending issues remaining. As part of the resolution, I am voluntarily no longer a stakeholder in Juji or the YouTube channel. While I did take money out of my own company, Juji, of which I am the majority stakeholder, or was, some of the rumors and unfounded allegations are untrue.
So let me stop it right there again. So he kind of doesn't take accountability in that portion of the video because essentially the main claim by Jujimufu is that Tom was essentially embezzling money from the Juji company, which means basically stealing without asking or telling Juji. And I mean, the way that Tom justifies it here, he says, I was the majority owner. It was my company. So he's not really taking accountability for doing something wrong there, if he did something wrong.
I've openly shared my ups and downs during the last 4 years publicly via YouTube, and in the spirit of maintaining that vulnerability, I admit that I could have done many things differently. The Juji and Tom YouTube channel no longer exists, in part because of mistakes I made. Those mistakes were never intended to be malicious or intentional in nature. The Jujimufu channel will continue, and I wish him the best. Many of the events filed in the initial lawsuit lack context. I found myself in a high-pressure situation and admit that I said things out of anger and frustration. I, however, have never and would never threaten to harm anyone and would never cause bodily or emotional harm to anyone intentionally.
So this is another thing I wanted to address. I didn't really directly see this in the parts of the lawsuit that I read. I didn't see anything about him threatening anybody. But if you guys noticed in the title of the lawsuit that I shared, because all that I showed was the title, John Call versus Tom Boyden regarding Juji, just the point that the lawsuit exists to show that the Juji and Tom breakup was real was all I thought I needed to show. But in that original title, there was also a restraining order in that lawsuit against Tom. So I think that might be what Tom's addressing right here, is that restraining order that was included in the lawsuit.
Some of the rumors that are being circulated imply that the situation was more than it was. These difficult parts of my personal life are now public, and many parts of the stories are being twisted into some pretty crazy stories that stretch the truth or are outright untrue. Being judged openly in public is difficult, but I leave it up to you to determine for yourselves what you choose to believe. However, I would like to set a few things straight. I am not addicted to drugs or gambling. I have never come close to endangering anyone, nor have I threatened to do so. To my knowledge, there has been zero police involvement in this matter.
All right, pause it right there. So he says he has never been addicted to drugs or gambling. So the very first line of the lawsuit below what I showed you guys, below the title, is essentially the main claim by Juji or John Call saying Tom Boyden embezzled this money, and it specifically says in like the first paragraph to support his gambling addiction. So that's part of why, because everybody was asking me, why didn't you show the whole lawsuit? That's why I didn't want to show it, in case some of this stuff wasn't true. You know, it does happen in a civil lawsuit where people are mad at each other and they say things about the other person that might not be true. I'm not saying Juji did that. I'm not saying Tom's doing that. But a lawsuit is a stickier situation, because just because it's in a lawsuit, just because it's in that legal document, does not mean it's true. You can say whatever you want about a person in a lawsuit, and Tom is right about that. You can basically put whatever. You can say he stole the money and put whatever reason you allege. I mean, it's your lawsuit. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's kind of why I didn't share that stuff, because just because it's in a lawsuit doesn't make it true. So I don't want to spread things that might not have even been true.
Frankly, I'm struggling with understanding the entirety of this situation and how things got to this point. All I can say is that I've done what I could to make amends and to correct any wrongs that I was responsible for. I apologize to those closest to me and my fans. Nothing I did came from a malicious or manipulative place. Thank you all. Thank you all who have been with me through this journey thus far. I'm going to be taking time off so I can focus on moving forward in a positive direction and learning some lessons that I need to learn. Thanks for watching.
So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below about Tom's statement and apology, which essentially was stealing the $100,000 is the main accusation. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm all for second chances, and like I said before, I hope that both these guys are going to be okay behind the scenes. I mean, on one hand, there was a business breakup. On the other hand, these guys were clearly friends in real life. So whatever happened, whatever violation of trust, whatever falling out we saw play out here, I mean, I'm sure it's mentally draining for both these guys, aside from the fact that they're in a lawsuit, or now is resolved, and then the fact that it's playing out publicly because they have a YouTube channel together with over 1 million followers that are all wondering what happened. So not only do they have to deal with this personally, but they've got to deal with this publicly because they were publicly a public figure. They were to get the Juji and Tom couple was what had 1 million people watching, and people want to know what happened. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below about Tom's statement. I actually want to run it back to Jujimufu, and I want to hear what he said one more time about the split.
Hi everybody. I'm aware there's been speculation and curiosity surrounding the lack of videos over the past months. It's with disappointment that I have decided to part ways with Tom. I have not come to this decision hastily or lightly. Continued collaboration with Tom is no longer possible. At this point, the best thing for this channel, for you and for me, is to focus on moving forward and the road ahead. I'm excited about the amazing content, new gym updates, and fun collabs that I'll be sharing with you soon. I deeply appreciate your support and the enthusiasm you guys have shown for new videos. Things will start back up again soon. Thank you.
All right. So that's Juji's initial statement. Very short. Tom's was very short as well. It was under 3 minutes long, and both of them felt very scripted. I will say that both of these felt very, very scripted, kind of rehearsed, and a little bit just short and not really too detailed. Tom's had a little bit more detail. Juji's was very short and succinct and very lawyer-esque, very legal-esque. And that's how you knew, when I watched that video, that's why I went and checked to see if there was a lawsuit. That's basically how I found it. You could tell that something real was going on behind the scenes by the way Juji was talking, and certainly by the way Tom's talking now that you've seen Tom's statement. You could tell that something more was going on than just a disagreement or something. So it was something to be looked into. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the Juji and Tom breakup. Now, next up in the news, there has been a fundraiser set up for Andy Haman on GoFundMe for his family. Now, I wanted to share this with you guys not only to help raise money for Andy Haman, but also because I wanted to show you guys they also did include the cause of death in this article. So they say in the first paragraph, and a lot of people were wondering this because Andy Haman, he was a bodybuilder. He passed away at the age of 55 years old. A lot of people were saying a lot of hateful things about how he passed away. They say in the first paragraph here, many people have reached out asking how they can help the Haman family at this difficult time. You may already know that Andy Haman passed on March 19th, 2021 due to a pulmonary embolism brought on by an elbow surgery 3 days prior. So how terrible is that? You hear about this kind of thing happening all the time, going in for a minor surgery and having a complication that ends up taking your life. So it sounds like that's what happened with Andy here. And that's what I had heard. Some people had messaged me telling that immediately after the news was announced that Andy passed, but I didn't want to post about it without it being confirmed. So this looks like it's confirmed by the family. Michelle, Sammy, Daisy, Ruby, and Lucy will miss their hubby, daddy, and best friend beyond words, but continue to smile, have fun, and be silly in his memory. So 32,000 of 25,000 has been raised at the time of recording this video. And I believe it's going towards funeral costs. I'm trying to, okay, so here we go. At the bottom of this page, it says, this memorial fund will be used to pay for funeral expenses, and anything over the goal will be used for Andy's youngest daughter, Lucy's college. Love, the Hammonds. And they show some pictures of Andy. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you guys would like to donate, that'd be great. If you guys don't want to donate, that's great too. I know a lot of people don't really believe in GoFundMe, but I did want to share this story because it did include the cause of death that so many people were wondering about, so many people were speculating about, and I wanted to put out there what the actual cause of death is, while at the same time hopefully sharing a helpful fundraiser. Now, next up in the news, Larry Wheels' training partner who suffered that massive pec tear while training with Larry on the incline bench. He has now had surgery to repair his pec, and he is now recovering. So I'm sure most of you guys have seen that video. It was a pretty brutal video to watch. But he put up this post on Instagram, and he says, I just wanted to start by saying a huge thank you to everybody who has donated and messaged and sent me all their love and best wishes. I truly could not have gone through this without all of your support. It means the world to me. Now, Larry did set up a GoFundMe for Ryan Crowley's surgery and his medical care and his recovery process. And I know that that was a controversial GoFundMe because I talked about it in my video and I saw a ton of comments hating on it. So I know people are very disdainful sometimes of GoFundMes and the reason why they're set up. And I guess rightfully so. But this was one of those ones where people seem to be not really super eager to donate based on what I saw in my comment section. But he says, I had my surgery last night and I am now recovering. The surgery was only meant to be 1 hour, but unfortunately it took 4. It took longer than expected because Dr. Shine had to completely reconstruct my pec as I tore the tendon off the bone and then the muscle off the tendon. I also had a minor tear in my bicep. Doctor also had some issues reattaching the tendon. Due to my bones being so dense, my bones broke the tools used to reattach the tendon, and I am now in a hospital for a few more days. Hopefully I will be able to start my rehab in a few weeks. Now we rest and on the road to recovery. A huge thanks to Larry Wheels for setting up this GoFundMe. None of this would be possible without you. StrengthNet, Nicole Drinkwater, Sharif 2IS, and thank you to everybody once again. I'm going to be as positive as I can and take you all on this journey back to the stage after this horrendous injury. So there's some pictures of the damage done there, but I'm happy to hear that he had the surgery and he is now recovering, and hopefully he's able to get back to doing what he enjoys. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.